This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
You're listening to WSTU Stewart.
Well, a very pleasant good evening. Time for Startup Talk from Indian River State College with Tom Kindred.
Thank you, sir, and welcome to another segment and installment of Startup Talk, the show designed to assist and help Treasure and Research Coast residents who want to start, grow, or accelerate their business. And as I always say, what a great place it is to own and operate a business along the beautiful Research and Treasure Coast. We will spend time during our hour together tonight to highlight and create awareness regarding the very powerful and robust business assistance and support programs which exist right here in our communities at our very own Indian River State College. I am Tom Kindred, and I serve the community as the Regional Director for the Small Business Development Center at Indian River State College. Our program tonight, as always, is powered by the SBDC and IRSC and our friends at Express Printing of Port St. Lucie. So good evening, Greg. How are you this evening?
Doing well.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Give us the big news. It was a big Tuesday night at
You're talking
main
about
campus.
The swim team?
I'm talking about, yes, the swim and dive team, the golf team.
Yeah, it was an amazing night.
Talking about the big, huge. Now, was it an upset? I mean, we were.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it
No,
was. Okay.
It's
Big-
David and Goliath. Is
Okay.
What it was.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's actually, I was running into Coach on campus today. He was telling me that Eastern Florida had not lost a conference game in 3 years.
Unbelievable. And
Who
what-
was the
and
last team to beat him?
Us?
IRSC.
Wow.
On January 25th, I think it was, of 2014. Yeah, and they have not lost since. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Until
and
the
you were
other
there
night.
for the game. Where was I? I can't believe I missed that game.
And it was an early game, too, so it was, yeah.
Oh, I was probably still working.
But I'll tell you.
That's right. I stay in the office late.
You what?
I'm in the office late. I probably couldn't make
okay.
that early game.
Okay. You're never there when I'm there.
I know. God, all those games that I've come and watched now, and we've done well this year. I've as I pointed out, all season we've done well. But man, it had to be
was amazing.
kind of an electric atmosphere in the gym Tuesday night.
I was talking to the assistant coach of Iona College, and by the way, Cliff just passed us a note that game, the full game, is on WPSL TV, and obviously it's audio only up there. But yeah, but the assistant coach at Iona was sitting there going, didn't come here to look at you guys, but you turned a few heads in the audience. I said, yeah, a lot of folks taking notes. Yeah.
Well, I saw it. It was kind of interesting. Something popped up on, I guess it popped up on Facebook or something about the big win.
Yeah,
so.
I put it on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you put it on. I shared it, of course, with our site. So, and I knew you had told me that was going to be a tough game. So I kind of knew that when I saw they had won that was kind of bigger than normal news.
Yeah, it really was. And we have Broward on Saturday, and the ladies and guys on the swim and dive team, many of which were at the game, they defeated the University of Tampa. And, of course, they will head to Florida Southern College on January 20th for their next. They're doing real well. And of course, the reason they win so much when they hit the championships, they only play, or you don't play, you swim against Division I schools. That's what they're doing. Of course, Tampa's Division II, but no matter what, they're all NCAA.
So they're swimming.
schools.
They're swimming at a higher level before they
Exactly.
get to the big championship.
Yeah, they'll go
game.
out to California and swim against USC and UCLA
Wow.
and Cal. Oh yeah, all the time. And yeah, that's why they're so good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
very interesting.
Well,
So,
big proud of the Pioneers Tuesday night. A great game. Eastern Central Florida.
Eastern Florida.
Eastern Florida.
Yep.
Okay, Eastern Florida. And that's
Melbourne.
basically, which used to be
Brevard.
Brevard Community College, basically. So it's
Right.
Eastern Florida now.
And they changed their name a few years back because they knew that they were going to have bigger things in their sights, and that's going NCAA. Yeah, very interesting.
Well, good for them. They really have played well this year. Coach Wilson's done a great job with the team. So,
Yes.
As everyone knows, our show here, our little show on Thursday evenings and Monday mornings on WSTU, is dedicated to promoting and highlighting all the incredible and powerful business assistance programs, trainings, workshops, and all the things that we do here, and all the business assistance that's available here at Indian River State College. That's what our show is dedicated. So tonight I want to actually talk about not just the programs, but I want to talk about a location. And, you know, Greg, you always tell me you love the wow moments. We're going to get you tonight. This is pretty cool. You know, I always talk about how Dr. Massey and the Board of Trustees have done a great job of building this incredible program under the Dan K. Richardson Entrepreneurship Development Institute. But now I can tell you that he really has built a great location.
It's official?
It's official. It's not just we're not just a program anymore. We actually have a home now. And at the Pruitt campus of Indian River State College down in the St. Lucie West area, IRSC has created what we are calling the Enterprise Hub. The Enterprise Hub houses the offices of the St. Lucie County Economic Development Council, the SBDC at IRSC, the Corporate and Community Training Institute at Indian River State College, our partners at SCORE have an office in the space, along with Career Source Research Coast. The college has dedicated the space, to truly create, a very powerful one-stop shop for all of these business assistance and economic development entities.
So why don't we move in there?
Hey, you know what?
We've never been invited.
Good idea.
I wouldn't have far to travel.
We need a communications arm.
That's right.
There
That's right.
you go.
That's right. I like it. I like it.
We have an office for you, Greg.
WPSL live from the Enterprise Hub.
Well, we are Port St. Lucie's radio station.
That's right.
So,
I like it. I like it.
Hey, that works for me.
And tonight, I have the majority of the players from the Enterprise Hub with us tonight to talk about the facility, the resources, the programs, and all the collaboration that's going to take place now that we are all bunking together. So I want to welcome tonight Mr. Pete Tesch, President of the Economic Development Council of St. Lucie County. Welcome to the show, Pete.
Great to be here, Tom. Thank you.
And we've got Mr. Jack Hopkins with us, the Associate Director of the Small Business Development Center at IRSC. Jack, you with us?
How are you, lads? Yes, happy to be here. Thank you
Yes,
very
sir. Glad to have you. And we've got a great partner and a great friend of ours at the SBDC. We've got Mr. George Greenstein, President of the Treasure Coast chapter of SCORE. So welcome to the show, George.
Thank you, Tom. Pleasure to be here.
So I want to take just a couple of minutes and talk about some upcoming trainings because it's all important now that we talk about all this because now we have a new facility. We'll be doing some of these trainings down in our new Enterprise Hub. Let me first start. We'll have a guest on in a couple of weeks, but let me first start with the VITA program. We've had VITA on the program before and talked about the VITA is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program that is hosted and housed at Indian River State College's main campus here in Fort Pierce. The VITA program allows folks to come in and get assistance on their taxes, 1040A, 1040EZ, the 1040V, the 1040ES. There's no charge for the help that they can get. There are some requirements. But the VITA program will kick off again this year. Excuse me. It'll take place February the 2nd through March the 30th and be held on Thursday evenings again on the main campus of Indian River State College there in Fort Pierce, Building B119. You can contact the college for more information. But again, the VITA program is kicking off again this year, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. Brought to you by the School of Accounting with the School of Business there at Indian River State College. So it is a new year. We're kicking off a brand new year. Got all kinds of trainings coming up with our partners at SCORE. We'll start off on January the 17th, Tuesday from 3:30 in the afternoon till 5. We've got Franchising 101, how to select the right franchise for you. Have you ever wondered what franchising is all about? Have you ever wondered how to find the franchise that is right for you? This is the workshop and training for you. Again, that's January the 17th. No charge for that workshop. Again, brought to you by SCORE and the SBDC. We've got Marketing Your Business down in Martin County at the Moorgate Library, January the 18th. That's an evening course, 5:30 to 7:30. If you're currently running your business, you believe you're the best kept secret in town, or you're just not getting the amount of business that you think you should, then sign up for this workshop. Again, Marketing Your Business down in Martin County. Again, no charge for that workshop. We've got an excellent business plan coming up at the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce on Midway Road in Fort Pierce. That'll take place January the 18th in the morning, 10 to 12 p.m.
What?
A business plan, Greg.
Oh, Jack's on the line too. I'm really.
That's right,
trouble.
Jack.
Yeah.
Jack, get his business plan out, dust it off.
Yeah. No, Jack was laughing too hard the last time he looked at it.
So congratulations on your decision to open and start a small business or change your existing one. Now you must take the steps of putting your thoughts down on paper. In doing so, your business idea is now expressed as a plan. So that is an excellent business plan taking place at the St. Lucie County Chamber on January the 18th. Again, brought to you by SCORE and SBDC. And then we have another excellent business plan down in Martin County on January the 19th in the afternoon. So, again, as I always tell folks, make sure that you check out all of those upcoming business training workshops and business training opportunities. You can visit the IRSCbiz.com site and get information on all the upcoming activities. And as I tell people all the time, I spoke actually I spoke this morning to one of my favorite groups. I spoke to the Treasure Coast Builders Association, and this morning down in St. Lucie West. And as I told those folks, again, back when I was in business, I just was unaware of these programs at the college. And had I taken the time to become engaged in and participate in these programs, I'm confident I could have been a better manager, owner, and operator. The college, its president, Dr. Massey, and the Board of Trustees have done an incredible job of building a very powerful one-stop shop for business assistance and support through what we call the Dan K. Richardson Entrepreneurship Development Institute, and that the EDI is made up of the Small Business Development Center, the Business Incubation Program, and the CCTI. So again, check out that IRSCbiz.com site and look at that events calendar for a complete update on all upcoming workshops and trainings. And again, a big thank you. I know he's in the studio with us tonight, but a big thank you to George and his group at SCORE, who do all the instructing for all those courses for us throughout the year. So check all that out.
So did you get a free meal?
Did I get a free meal today, this morning? Yes,
Yeah.
I did. I got a free breakfast.
Okay.
I speak for food.
That's it. Well, working press wears
right.
the food. That's
right.
That's
So-
what we used to say in L.A.
Well, you got a bottled water here today.
Yeah, you got water. What do you want? Oh,
So again, as I talk about all those upcoming trainings and workshops, it's only natural we talk about where we hold all that, and I can tell you that the college has done an incredible job of putting together a very unique, innovative facility down on the Pruitt campus, and we are referring to it as the Enterprise Hub. Got lots of folks in the hub so that we can collaborate, meet each day, see each other face to face, stay in touch with what's going on, what everyone's doing in terms of business assistance and economic development. So again, got with us tonight Mr. Pete Tesch with the St. Lucie County EDC. Again, welcome to the show, Pete.
Thank you.
We got George Greenstein with us here from the Treasure Coast chapter of SCORE. Welcome again, George.
Thank you, Tom.
And we've got our very own Mr. Jack Hopkins, the legend from the Small Business Development Center at Indian River State College. Welcome.
At least in my own mind, yes.
At least in your own mind, that's right. So again, we've got a full house. There is so much business knowledge, experience, expertise, economic development power in this room. I don't know how we've all fit in this room, really.
where do you start?
My head's
That's
going
right.
to explode.
All right, something's going to explode. We don't know. So let's just real quick, we'll go around the table. Let's just start, Jack, we'll start with you. Just give us a quick little background and your path to the SBDC.
Thank you, Tom. Yes, and Greg, if I could get all my clients to put together a plan as good as yours, it would be wonderful, and to be as successful as you as well.
You're so bad.
So right back at you. But well, my background, I'm retired from the wholesale distribution business. I was a regional director for a chain of wholesale warehouses throughout the state of Florida. I spent most of my career in that in various positions, and then it was time to come home and be a little closer to the house, like every night, which would be nice, and checked out IRSC, and here I am. So it's really a nice transition to bring the knowledge of of real life, a real working business into into the room with our clients. So that works out very well. I'm also a proud graduate of the University of Florida's MBA program. Go Gators!
Go Gators!
And
So they have a graduate. Really? Okay, I'm just checking.
And I'm certified as a consultant with the SBDC, and also as a economic development finance professional.
Nice. Okay. Well, Jack, we appreciate you sharing your knowledge and your experience and your expertise through the SBDC program. George, take it from there. Talk to us a little bit about your background and your path to SCORE.
Okay, well, I started out as an engineer with the IBM Corporation. Spent 30-plus years growing up in the management ranks of IBM to some executive positions. In the meantime, or part of that, I broke away for about 6 years and was in a family-owned business for 3 and started my own business for another 3. Sold that and decided I really liked the big corporate world and went back to IBM when the opportunity presented itself.
Nice.
So did you create Watson?
No, I'm afraid not. I was more in the manufacturing side and semiconductor manufacturing, specifically through the whole growth of the semiconductor industry, which was incredibly exciting. But anyway, I've been retired now for about 18 years and been with Treasure Coast SCORE for 17 once I moved down here.
Wow.
That's great.
It's been a great opportunity to share my background and experience with entrepreneurs and people trying to start a business and people having a dream. And it's been a very rewarding experience having done that. And I've been the chapter chair now for, God, too many years.
Well, you're going to have to stay in that position a little bit longer now.
Well, you got me at least until the end of this fiscal year, which is in September.
Okay.
We'll keep working at it.
All right. Well, and again, George, just as with Jack, we do appreciate you sharing your expertise and experience and with our community. Now, Pete, you're so young, you probably don't, it's not a long pathway for you.
I have $20 for you in my wallet. Tom, thank you.
So how did you find your way to St. Lucie County, Pete?
My only regret, Tom, is I didn't come down here sooner, but relatively new to the community. I've been here almost 3 years. I run the Economic Development Council of St. Lucie County. We're a nonprofit corporation that's dedicated to helping create quality jobs for the community. We do that by helping local businesses expand and trying to recruit new industry to the area. And as we all know, many of us suffered through the Great Recession a few years ago, and this community certainly could benefit from more quality job creation. We're just absolutely delighted, Tom, to be with you, George, Jack, and the rest of the partners in the Enterprise Hub, particularly in forming a one-stop shop for businesses and people that want to start businesses. So it's a great move forward.
And again, Pete, I will say, as you said too, if you'd have been here back in my day when I was when I was down with Main Street. There's no telling what you and I could have done.
I could have worked for you, Tom.
There's no telling where we'd have been today. So,
but not in jail, right?
well, we might have spent a night or two in jail. And I will just simply tell you that when I interviewed at the college, they said, Tom, yes, you've made enough mistakes in business. You qualify to run the business program. So that was my pathway to the college.
No, that's what Jack told you, right?
Yeah. That's what Jack told me.
Oh, that's okay.
He read your business plan.
Right. So, again, let's start before we get into the actual location. Let's just take just a minute and again, kind of take us through SCORE, George. What is the purpose, the mission of SCORE, and how many members do you have? Kind of give us a little history of the organization and what you guys are doing in the region.
Okay, well, we've been on the Treasure Coast now since 1974, and a lot of people still don't know we're here. So our big goal is to try to get out and
that's changing tonight, George. That's
spread the word. I know your 4 listeners are going to get there, so that's great. I appreciate that.
That's right.
And the opportunity to share. We have about 34 active members at the moment, and we are still recruiting. And we have a few more in the wings that we're interviewing in the next few weeks. So that's very exciting. We continue to grow. We provide about over 4,000 services to the local community, business community. And those services include face-to-face interviews or meetings to mentor and help our clients and answer questions and direct them to the resources that are available to help them run their business or improve their business or just to get started. We also offer over 120 workshops per year in a variety of subjects, going from how to start a business, and Tom mentioned a few about marketing and managing your cash and understanding sales tax, your business planning process. We're getting into a few other ones like social media. We're going to start a program on that, identity theft, fraud in the commercial world. Right. So there's a whole bunch of different subjects we're covering, and we try to spread that across the whole Treasure Coast because we do have a responsibility for 5 counties, from Indian River down through Martin County, Glades, and Okeechobee as well. So that puts a strain on trying to get out there.
Well, you do a good job. It's impressive, that's for sure.
And so we work out of 9 different locations to schedule our meetings with our clients. Right. And it's a very exciting and rewarding volunteer kind of position.
Nice. Jack, you have, again, been a fixture now with SBDC for a while. You really have done a great job with the SBDC and over the last couple of years creating, the strategic plan for the group and really taking the SBDC at IRSC to really one of the top SBDC centers in the state of Florida. In fact, I think 2 years ago your center was the #1 center in the SME, small to medium-sized enterprise category. So talk to us a little bit about the SBDC at IRSC Center and where it's been and where it's going.
Well, thank you very much, Tom. I'm just part of a team, a very good team, and very proud to be a part of that team. And that's what's creating all the magic. This year as well, we were very high performing, given about 4,800 hours to the community in service to approximately 300 clients. 78% of that to SMEs, or that's small to medium enterprises. That we call that existing businesses in our lingo, SMEs. So another good year under your direction, Tom. So a little pat on the back for you as well. And our team has 9 members, including 7 consultants, 3 specialists, international business, government procurement, and growth acceleration specialties. 6 of us hold master's degrees in business administration. So that's what's creating all the good numbers for us. So our vision is very simple. It's really creating a better Florida by helping all businesses grow and providing businesses with the expertise and the resources to succeed. So keep it simple and just focus on the task. As George said, it is very rewarding. We're not volunteers at SBDC. However, I think all of us primarily do this for the altruistic reasons.
Right. Yep. Makes sense. All right. At the high end of all this are these economic development organizations. We're kind of, I'd like to think of us as kind of the pillars under the EDC. We're here to support your big mission and big objectives. So talk a little bit about the St. Lucie County EDC. What are the missions and objectives of what is your strategy heading forward?
Happy to do that, Tom. For the benefit of our listeners, there's job creation, helping business, grow the economy. These are all topics that have been very much in the news. And when we look at what has occurred in St. Lucie County over the last years, where we had double-digit unemployment, plant closures, businesses shutting down, it is now so exciting to see that St. Lucie's economy is back. And we're very excited to see new businesses forming, existing businesses adding employees and physically expanding their operations. We see new service and retail establishments coming to the community. Finally, we're beginning to see diversification of the economy, job creation, and business expansion. And that is in no small part due to the gentlemen that are sitting in this room this evening, in that having very comprehensive and effective business development programs is part of that. And Tom, you always like to talk about the spectrum or the continuum of business, all the way from the mom and pop to the large manufacturing or commercial enterprise. There are all commonalities that fit into the business expansion equation. So just if I can, just very quickly to hone in on a couple of things. One, whether you're a mom and pop or a large business, going through the permitting and regulatory process is key. If you're going to physically expand your operation, you have to deal with local and state governments to do that. The EDC is working with our partners, with the counties and the cities to make that a much more effective process.
Nice.
Now, as unemployment starts to drop, making sure that we have skilled workers to go into the places of business, both small, medium, large, is really critical. So working with our good friends at Indian River State College, St. Lucie School System, Career Source Research Coast, our Workforce Development Board, how do we make sure that we get the right people in the right place in the business? As we see the unemployment rate drop, finding those skilled workers is becoming more challenging. So one of the initiatives of the EDC is to look at the labor demand and what we call the skills gap study, primarily in manufacturing, healthcare, and the skilled trades. If we're going to continue to grow the economy, we got to have the human talent to propel all the businesses that Tom, Jack, and George have helped get started and to help grow. So those are just a couple of ideas, along with starting a manufacturers association. The EDC is being the resource broker or business advocate, if you will, of bringing diverse groups together in these industry sectors to help promote their issues and help grow the economy by helping create jobs.
Those are, excellent points, Pete. I mean, I never thought of all that, but that really is. Those are great focuses for all of us to really kind of look at. The labor market and understanding, what we need out there. And, as you know, the college is engaged in the Fast Track to Manufacturing program. We're trying to bring that kind of innovative training to the community to help those people get the necessary skills to get into the new positions. But, I want to ask you too, Pete, one of the things that I think is interesting in all of this is, what is the current status really of the community economic development, space with the, we talked about the downturn, with that downturn over the last number of years, is there a re-emphasis, or is this a new emphasis? Maybe it's not new, but on really looking kind of inward now, or do you see communities now saying, let's look at what's already existing, let's go back and try to strengthen what's here, versus the recruitment? I guess the first, was recruitment an issue for years? Was that the big way that you saw economic development going in communities?
Short answer, yes, Tom. Greg was so nice to have me on board the show here a couple of years ago when I first started. We've outlined what the EDC, the Economic Development Council's strategy is. And one, as you mentioned, was to diversify the economy by helping local businesses expand. And not just any business, but can we focus on industry sectors, whether that might be manufacturing, healthcare, distribution, life sciences, that we have a comparative advantage, or that we have ability to create quality jobs. So that's one thing. The second thing is doing this in a research-based method. What makes our economy and community tick in terms of capital investment and the types of industry are here, and what's going to provide quality jobs and make the quality of life better here for our residents and the families of those residents. So one issue that we have is kind of the soft underbelly is the average earnings per worker. While this is a great place to live, our earnings collectively are lower than the state and national average. So if we're going to experience prosperity, we have to help create those quality jobs either by expansion or recruitment or growing them through George and you, Tom, and Jack, or expanding them. We want to retain them. So it's a comprehensive approach. We call it let's get in gear, grow, expand, assist, retain.
Right. Nice.
Very nice.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So again, the short answer was recruitment was maybe a primary part of the focus for years as the economy was strong and there were corporate relocations and there were those opportunities. So there is some recognition now, and with your let's get in gear.
Let's get in gear.
Let's get in gear. So there really is some turn now to look to say, all right, what can we do to grow organically, so to speak? Yeah. How do we help existing businesses expand, which creates the jobs, the higher paying jobs?
Yeah, and if I could give an example, like for example, in St. Lucie County, there's 212 manufacturing establishments. Okay, those manufacturing establishments employ about 4% of the workforce in St. Lucie County, which is probably about 120,000 people. Now, the average earnings per worker in St. Lucie County is about right under $35,000. However, in manufacturing, the average earnings is $43,000 to $44,000. It's higher in Martin and Indian River counties. So here you've got a cluster of businesses that is expanding, and if you could help improve and increase that sector of the economy in manufacturing, there's a source of jobs. Right. That's economic diversification, and that's the source of great jobs.
And I would think, too, with the University of Florida stats projecting such a huge population increase for the Treasure Coast in the next 15 years, I would think that this hub that you guys have created is the timing is perfect.
Well, and I think too, and that was exactly my point. I was going to ask Pete. I mean, now that we have kind of turned organically and said we're going to grow this thing here locally, I mean, and I know, it's kind of one of those questions that we know the answer to, but I kind of like how all this is coming together because, so how important or beneficial would it be, when you've got this concentration of these local business support groups, all together now collaborating. You're out there putting all the high level stuff together, and then we've got all these support systems and tools and resources and assets to help those local people. I mean, it really is it's a puzzle and we've got all the right pieces, do we not?
Yeah, it's wonderful. Like, for example, just before the holidays, we had two small business owners that want to open up a home health care operation in St. Lucie County. Perhaps 5 to 6 employees. So they called the Economic Development Council. We invited them to the Enterprise Hub. We met with them, gave them specific information about various programs and how we could help them find a location. And 5 minutes later, I walked them down to Jack Hopkins to work on some more organic things with regard to developing their business plan, talk about marketing, were there any financing options for them, et cetera. So it was just a great opportunity where we could all provide our relative expertise, bring it to the table, and have the one-stop shop put right into play.
Right. And so, Pete, you obviously very experienced, economic development professional, and you've obviously worked with other EDOs across the state and across the country. I mean, have you seen a program anywhere that is this unique, where all the business assistance programs are kind of together and under one roof and collaborating? Have we done something really unique here, or are there some examples across the country where others have done it?
I really believe that this is a national model with regard to the collaboration both with government and industry and nonprofit organizations. So, if you think about it, and Tom and George, you kind of elaborated on this when we first begun, but if you could bring talents to the table that on employers and human resources, on training, on actually sitting down with an individual and consulting with them on all the facets of business, and then being able to say, hey, look, I'm opening Pete's Cut and Rake. What do I need to do? We have it here. It's not just about the building, but it's about the people to assist them. So if I wanted to start Pete's Cut and Rake, I know exactly what to do, and if I needed to get my licenses or fees taken care of, I would know exactly who to talk to. So whether it's the small mom and pop, to the large commercial enterprise, there's the people to call.
Right, and that's one of the things I describe our program as being engaged at every stage of enterprise. So, like you say, it really doesn't matter whether we're dealing with startups, new firms, early stage firms, or whether we're dealing with a business that's been around for 30 or 40 years. We've got resources and assets to assist the business.
In room for the radio station.
And room for Pete said we have room.
Hey.
So let's talk real quickly just about the facility itself. It's a beautiful building on the Pruitt campus. We occupy basically the entire first floor of what is called the F building. I believe it is the F building. We're getting some signage pretty soon so that people can kind of know where we are. But we'll start with you, George. You're going to have an office, and by the way, I think your computer came in today, so you're ready to go. So what's the plan for SCORE in the hub? What do you plan to do with the office? And
Well, we've got two guys who've volunteered to staff the office, and they'll back each other up. One is Bob McCabe. He's a former General Motors financial executive, been the CFO of various GM business units over the years, wealth of experience on the finance side. And he'll be working with Larry Brault, who has owned his own executive search firm, for some 35 years. And he sold it recently, and he's joined us. And they're going to be the two mentors who will be working out of that office. And of course, we have the resources of the whole chapter,
right,
as well as the 11,000 volunteers nationally
Yeah, what
that-
brain power you've got.
that we can call
It's
upon,
amazing.
all for free.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just an incredible resource. So almost any business-related problem that somebody can have, we will be able to find somebody who's been there and done that.
Right.
And can be a sounding board, help, advisor, whatever, teacher, to help anybody who wants to do whatever problem they're facing in their business world.
Yep. Now, Jack, the SBDC is up and running currently at the Enterprise Hub. I think you were the first to move in, maybe.
I was, yes. Right now, I think the F building stands for Find It.
I found it. Means you can find it.
Right.
Very good,
Jack,
Jack.
you're the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
You are the best.
Right.
But they're making their way over, and
Right.
yes, we've been seeing people, and it's just a fantastic facility. We have two great conference rooms that we could use. Now we have Patrice on hand. Patrice is our marketing director and administrative assistant. She's fantastic. So she's there to help people find us,
Right.
and greet them and get them going.
And, the building, obviously, we've got some open space, too. The building can be used for, we'll book trainings in there. The
Sure.
CCTI has a representative in the building also, so they will probably be scheduling and launching some of their open enrollment type classes in the building, social media classes and those types of things. So kind of a multi-purpose area that can be used for all kinds of different activities.
Yep.
And I'm assuming like any other beautiful facility that's ever been constructed on an IRSC campus, we're going to have a party, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
That's our responsibility, Tom.
Is that in addition to the ones I have in my office?
Oh, are you already having them, Jack? Are you already having parties in the new building?
Okay. Well, I was just going to volunteer, Jack, if the office is so hard to find. I mean, I just live a couple blocks away. I mean, I could be a sign flipper for you guys. I mean, we could really go high tech.
I like that. Yes.
I think we need to get you in there, Greg. That's what we need. We need you broadcasting from there.
Well, you'll have one less conference room because we'll take one of them. Yeah.
So we will have an open house at some point and have some sort of grand opening on the building, I'm sure, when things get a little more settled. So we'll try to let the community know what's going to happen and when all that's going to happen. And I guess real quickly too, Pete, you and I both were at the Lunch and Learn today for the new, and you mentioned it, the Treasure Coast Manufacturers Association. Talk a little bit about, Tammy from Center State Bank has been a driving force behind putting that group together. Tammy's been on the show with us before. Again, this advanced manufacturing, and tell me the number again of how many manufacturing outlets there are, and that's just St. Lucie County.
Just St. Lucie County. Actually, there's more in Martin County, but in St. Lucie County, there's 212.
I mean, I doubt that is probably a well-known number.
No,
I
it's
think
not.
if you did a survey of St. Lucie County residents, how many manufacturers do we have? 5, 4?
Yes, and and the vast number of them are very small. I mean, they're anywhere from 10 to 15 employees. But yes, it's a very viable sector.
Yeah.
And again, the focus is not just on St. Lucie County, but the Treasure Coast. Right. And as I relayed earlier about the economic impact and the earnings that come from manufacturing's back. It's like you mentioned about small business being the backbone of our community and our economic lifeblood. I truly believe that if you're going to grow an economy, you still got to make things. Right. And what a great place to make things. So whatever we can do through our partnerships with the college, the business community, and others to promote this industry, that's what the Treasure Coast Manufacturers Association is all about. We have about 25 members right now, and we're looking for both regular members, those are the manufacturing, and those are who are interested in promoting the industry.
Well, it was an impressive group today. When she told me to set the room up for 30 people, I said, "Well, okay, I'll set it up for 30." And there was 40 in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was pleasantly surprised when I saw the group today. So I think you're right, and got a lot of great business leaders in that group of manufacturers. I mean, talk about just a few of the companies that are out there. The president of the group, and these are companies people really don't know about a lot.
Yeah, I mean we have a great cross section of manufacturers in the Treasure Coast. I mean, you think about Piper Aircraft. Premier manufacturer of small aviation aircraft products.
Just got a nice order from the Chinese government today. I think it was like 50 jets.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we think of Tropicana. We think of the boat building Maverick. Pursuit, Twin V. There's just a lot of great small, medium-sized, and large manufacturers. It's very diverse. So metal fabrication, agriculture, and different aviation and aerospace companies in the area.
And last year we did we kind of focused our fourth annual Small Business and Entrepreneurship Conference on manufacturing. And, Michael Minton spoke, and Michael talked about how the manufacturing of agriculture is really kind of coming back, the processing, and he talked about how because
and not citrus either.
Not citrus. No. Other crops. Are you seeing that beginning to kind of take hold in the region?
Absolutely. Not only national inquiries, but international. Because of Florida's location, the size of its economy, and its population. So we're living in a growing world, and people got to eat. And
think about and talk to us about the world of distribution. I mean, in terms of location and access to highways and rail, does the St. Lucie County hold some pretty good cards in that realm too?
We have some superior locational assets. If you think about I-95, the Turnpike, the rail systems, the number of international airports that we have within less than a 100-mile radius, the seaports, we have the global locational assets to grow and expand businesses. This is a great location.
Okay. All right, and I guess I'm assuming too when you're out west and you're driving around, we've got the property too. We've got the land mass.
I know we're running out of time, but for example, we are in the process of relocating 4 new manufacturing operations, or they have already established here in St. Lucie County and specifically in Fort Pierce. So Rockla Industries, Indian River Biofuels. Precast Specialties, and now we're working with a New Jersey-based manufacturing operation that wants to relocate near the port of Fort Pierce.
That's great news.
Great capital investment, great job creation, and in the manufacturing sector.
Right. Super. Sounds great. And again, George, I want to, as I always do, I want to thank you, George, at SCORE for supporting us in the SBDC and providing us with those instructors for those classes. It's one of the things I always, when I'm out speaking, and when I was speaking this morning to the TCBA, I talked to them about all those courses, and I literally had a couple of gentlemen walk up to me after the presentation and say, we registered for one of those classes. So again, thank you for that. But just take just a minute real quick and again talk about the number of classes again and some of those titles again, and we really got to remind people that there's no cost to attend those courses.
They're virtually all free. Actually, we only charge for one of them. That happens to be nonprofit, so there's something unusual about charging for a nonprofit, but everything else is free. But we do 120 some odd classes per year. That's a growing number because we keep adding stuff after we put the calendar together, so it's actually going to grow before we complete the year. The variety of subjects is incredible. It goes everywhere from how to start a business, for going through the process, how to get structured legally, how to do a business plan and get the process on board, and what regulatory things you need to focus on to make it happen. to business planning, managing your cash and finances, dealing with sales tax. That's always an issue.
Oh, it's a huge one.
That
Right.
confuses a lot of people. And they're all basic subjects. They're not intended to make you get a degree out of completing the courses, but to show you what you need to do and where to go and how to get it done, as opposed to.
Well, and that's a good point, George. And I was gonna kind of make a comment regarding that. These aren't in-depth multi-class courses, but for the individual who needs a little extra, experience, needs to enhance the skill set in business, it's a great place to start and use the experience of the SCORE and the SBDC when you come to one of those classes.
And also to help you identify what you don't know,
That's right.
so you can go out and
Right.
find the answers to the problems you're dealing with.
And the business planning classes, those are, we actually, it's one of the first stops for a lot of our folks. We send them to that class first and say, here's the best place to start. And if you still want to start your business after you've been through the class, then great. We'll
Welcome
have
to
to.
it.
That's right. So.
Right on.
All right, Jack, I'll let you kind of close us up. Anything from the SBDC as we close our discussion on our new enterprise hub?
Come see us. We have the tools and the expertise to help your business.
All right, well put, well said. Well, with that, again, I want to thank all three of you gentlemen, not just for tonight, but for everything you do each and every day to make our community a better place, a better, more sustainable marketplace for the business community. And thank your staffs. I know, Pete, you've got a new face on your staff. Jill, she's going to be a great addition to the program. Jackie and Candy were great people, but they were probably running marathons every day. So,
Yes. So come by and see us, like Jack said.
Yep.
Youredc.com. Any information you need about the business, the economy, the community aspect here in St. Lucie County. youredc.com.
Great information on that website, by the way.
Yep. All right. With that, we will bring another segment of Startup Talk to a close. Again, I want to thank Pete Tesch and George Greenstein and Jack Hopkins of the SBDC at IRSC, and remind everyone that all the business assistance programs that we talked about and discussed this evening are available through Indian River State College's Dan K. Richardson Entrepreneurship Development Institute. Engaged at every stage of enterprise. For more information on the EDI, its programs, and a complete listing of upcoming workshops and trainings brought to you by SCORE, visit that irscbiz.com site. That's irscbiz.com. So as always, I want to thank our partners here at WPSL, Greg and Carol, WSTU and WPSL TV. I think we were live out there tonight on the web someplace. I want to thank, again, the SBDC at IRSC for sponsoring our show. And as always, want to thank Michelle Abaldo and her team at IRSC's Office of Institutional Advancement. Talk to you next week on Startup Talk.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
You're listening to WSTU Stewart.